A very good morning to everyone. Let me welcome you back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so the topic that I will be talking about on today's lesson it's term three's topic. It's very important one. So the heading of the topic it's about responsible tourism. It's all about being responsible in tourism industry. So in this topic, it is very important that you as a learner, you are able to understand the definition of being responsible tourism, to be able to define it. What is a responsible tourism? So responsible tourism, it is refers to how we conduct tourism. So it refers on how we conduct tourism as a whole in terms of both as individuals and businesses. So responsible tourism, it refers to how the businesses conduct themselves toward tourism. An individual like a tourist conduct themselves towards tourism as a whole, and the impact that it has on the environment. So the impact that these businesses that are in the tourism industry they have on the environment and the people. So it's very important that you should be able to define what is responsible tourism. Responsible tourism, it refers on how we conduct tourism, indlela on how we conduct tourism, both as individuals, as tourists that are visiting other countries, both as businesses, how the businesses that are in the industry of tourism conduct themselves, look after the environment. Look after the environment. They are not causing any harm to the nature. They are not polluting. So that's responsible tourism. So responsible tourism comes with the code of conduct. So here we will talk about the code of conduct for responsible tourism. As you know that in order for you to guide yourself in a manner that is right, there should be a code of conduct. Code of conduct is like a set of rules that are implemented in order for each and every individual to do what is right, to not cause any harm. So code of conduct for responsible tourism. Okay, so here they give us like a clear definition of it. So a code of conduct for tourism behavior, we know that we people we are differ. So a code of conduct is like a set of rules that will be implemented for tourists, uh, for the way that they need to behave. So it's a set of guidelines for tourists that helps them to understand how to act responsible and appropriate at the destination. So a code of conduct is like a set of rules that will be implemented in order to guide tourists in order to what is expected from them. Like for example, don't litter stuff, don't just throw stuff away, don't feed animals. So those are the code of conduct that can be implemented in the tourism industry. Okay, so just a clear definition of it. Okay, so all businesses are expected to have a code of conduct. So this code of conduct that all businesses are expected to have in the tourism business, it helps businesses in order to monitor the influence on their work and environment. So code of conduct also assists in making sure that each business they monitor what they are doing to the environment. So code of conduct assists on that. so that a business can know what they are doing to the environment. So in same way, it is become very clear that code of conduct it is needed um, to control the actions of tourists when they are visiting the destination or attraction. So here they are indicated that in some ways it is very clear that a code of conduct it's very useful, it's very needed to the tourism industry, because a code of conduct it gives a control to the tourist, especially when they are visiting the attraction that they are in or a destination they visit, because they will know what is expected from them. They will know what not to do when they visit the certain attraction. So they won't behave badly. They will follow rules because they know there is code of conduct. There is fine that are indicated in the code of conduct. If you do this, this is what will happen to you. So it's a very important code of conduct. So here in this line they are giving us like the aim. So it's very important. The first one, define responsible tourism, then what is code of conduct, and also here we are aiming identifying the aim of having a code of conduct. So why should you have a code of conduct? What does it ensure? A code of conduct, what do you achieve as a business by having a code of conduct? So we're outlining that here. So a code of conduct aims into making sure that it ensures that there is a preservation. So a name preservation, it refers to a protection. It's where you protect and maintain. So code of conduct helps in order to protect and maintain something, keep it the way it is. So code of conduct it's more on improvement of the quality of life on local residents. So code of conduct it plays a role in improving the quality of life of maybe the residents of that particular area that there is a attraction in it. So code of conduct aims in economic and social development. So code of conduct aims at social development. We know it's ways in which tourism can have an impact, like job opportunities, cultures, exchanging of cultures, better standard of living. So code of conduct assist on that, assist on economic and social developments that can happen in the community, whereby people will be hired, jobs, cultures are shared to tourists, and also a better standard of living for the people that are staying there. So that's why there is a code of conduct. And also the aim of having a code of conduct, it ensures that you achieve a conservation. So conservation is more on protection as well, and management. You manage, like managing of resources, natural resources. So it's where you conserve it, protect and manage it. So, and enhancement, it's like to improve. To break it down, enhancement is to improve. So code of conduct, why there is aim of code of conduct is to make sure you conserve, you protect something, and also you improve, increase quality, increase quality on something. The environmental heritage, so heritage must be known, told to the world, what is important to us. So that's the aim of code of conduct. It ensures such things happen. So visitor management, in terms of managing your visitors that are visiting us as a country. So that's what you get, as well as from code of conduct. And also enhancement, as we said, it's enhancement is to improve of the quality of tourism offered. So we make sure that by having a code of conduct, our code of conduct is aiming and making sure that we improve on how we are welcoming as a country in our attraction, how we conduct ourselves. So it has an improvement on that. So that is the aim of a code of conduct. So when you have a code of conduct, you can achieve these things. You can achieve this protection and maintaining and improvement of quality of life of locals, residents. There can be economic that is being made to any attraction or business. There can be social development. Social development, we know that job opportunities, better standard of living. There can be conservation, like protection and management. There can also be enhancement. Enhancement, we know that it's an improvement that is can happen with the environment of the country, as well as heritage. Heritage can be looked after because there is a code of conduct that guides us to make sure that we protect these things. Visitors management, visitors can be managed well because they will be protected. They won't be rude to them. So code of conduct play a huge role, and this is how a code of conduct can ensure that we achieve these things. Okay, so here we will be given some sort of example of so here the following principles were suggested for travelers in order for them to maintain ethical ethical responsible behavior when they are traveling. So in this bullet, it's like these are the following principles that were suggested for travelers. So it's like these people that are traveling, that will be traveling to Kruger National Park, these are the principles that they were suggested in order to follow and also maintain. So it's like to maintain, it's like morals that you need to have to conduct yourself. So these people, they are travelers that they are visiting, so they were told in order to visit this place you have to maintain these morals and also this behavior. You should have this behavior. So example, this is like a sort of example, like refer to Kruger National Park. So these people, they will come here and they are visiting Kruger National Park. So this will be an example of a code of conduct at Kruger National Park on how people should conduct themselves in Kruger National Park. Okay, so Kruger National Park. So this is environmental. We know we have three pillars. Environment. So in environmental, this is how they should conduct themselves. We have three pillars: environment, people, and economy. So we have three of them, three pillars. So the first one that we will focus on is environmental pillar, code of conduct. How people or tourists are expected to conduct themselves when they visit Kruger National Park on environment. So when they visit Kruger National Park, the code of conduct in the environment in Kruger National Park, meaning that the tourist, there is a limit the use of water and energy in the destination. So there is a limitation, which is don't be wasteful when it comes to water, use water effective, and also energy, electricity at the destination must be used in a manner that is correct. Then the interesting facts about local ecosystem, meaning that environmental side, they should be shared about the economies, a local economic system. So local economic system is like a community. We know most economies is like a community of living organism, plants and animals, the interaction with the soil, water. So they must be shared to the people, like the environment. Tell people about what is happening there, about the non-living things, how they interact with living things, and also reduce, reuse, and recycling instructions. So when people visit the Kruger National Park, they should be told in what is being reduced and what is being reused and what is being recycled. They must be given instruction and know what is being reduced and reused in Kruger National Park. That's part of environmental code of conduct. Then identify indigenous species. So meaning that in Kruger National Park, they should be told in terms of the indigenous species. We know most indigenous species are the plants or animals that are native, that they don't belong in our country. They were adopted. It's like they don't belong in that environment. They were taken somewhere else and they were brought. So they should be taught about that. That's the code of conduct of there. And also code of conduct talks more on the support environmental initiative. So anything that talks about looking after the environment, conservation projects, like these projects that are more on ecosystem, look after plants, look after animals, look after water. NGO companies, government companies that are more on the effort of protection and restore. So those programs, they need to be supported. So that's the code of conduct of the Kruger National Park. And also meaning that people who visited there, when we talk about environment, we know most environment that has plants and animals. So meaning that stay on the designated road. So if there is a road there that says you must walk in this path, so you listen to the instructions that you are given. You do as you being told on what to do. So we are still on the environmental code of conduct that tourists should conduct themselves when they are there. Then keep respect distance from wild animals. So the code of conduct of environment, distance yourself from animals and take photos. You are allowed to take photos in certain areas. Only leave footprints whereby you will be walking. You only leave footprint, and also only leave your car when you are allowed. Keep windows closed. So here what you should be understanding it's environmental code of when we talk about environment, we know we're talking about soil, how to look after soil, how to look after animals, the water, anything that has to do with environment. You won't be given something like this, but here they give you the insight when we are talking about environmental code of conduct, how companies are doing environmental code of conduct. Okay, hopefully everyone heard the first part of the page. We are now be moving to social code of conduct. Social code of conduct. So social code of conduct is page number 2. We are still in Kruger National Park. So the example of the code of conduct, it's Kruger National Park. So Kruger National Park, how does it conduct its code of conduct on social? So meaning that Kruger National Park, they said they study the local culture before visiting. So you are being told as a tourist, if you visit Kruger National Park, it's important that you study the local culture before you visit there so that you will know what is expected from you. It is important that you dress appropriate, meaning that your clothes that you wear, you don't wear like short stuff that show your body. Um, so how fishy, yeah. So do research on crime. So it's important to national, social factors. So you do some sort of research when you visit the area, so that you can be involved on maybe being robbed, or you check crime stats on what latest happened to regarding crime to the area that you will be visiting, Kruger National Park, or the area that you will be staying in. And also, when you study about the culture, it will be important that you respect the local culture, because you might be meeting the locals. So respect the local culture they are having, respect their traditions, and also you respect their holy place as a tourist. It's very important, especially if there is a ceremony that are being held. So you respect how people are doing their things. You won't undermine on how they are doing their things, like their food, their culture, their way of doing things. You just respect. You respect local people, the way of thinking. So you respect how people are thinking of that place that you will be visiting, which is Kruger National Park in this case. Then support local businesses by buying their product, meaning that social, we know social has to do with like the people or in that particular place that you will be visiting, on how they conduct themselves. So meaning the local businesses, you buy their products, you support the small businesses in that particular place to be visiting. Respect their privacy as well. The privacy, if they ask for privacy, don't take picture, don't do this. Local people before taking photos, meaning in some cases, places you shouldn't allow to take pictures of it, then you respect that. Social project, if there are certain projects that are implemented, um, any projects that address issues in the society, you respect them. Then yeah, so this is the social code of conduct, how you conduct yourself socially in Kruger National Park. Then we move to the code of conduct on Kruger National Park, that more on the economy. It deals with MULA, code of conduct. How Kruger National Park is expected, each and every tourist that is coming here, in terms of their code of conduct. So Kruger National Park finds out which products are more locally produced and where it is available, to avoid imported goods. So it's more on economically, it's like multiply effect. So Kruger National Park company make sure that they support local businesses as well. They don't just import goods. They do some sort of research in finding local products that are being sold that they will need as a Kruger National Park. Then they check the availability, where is it found. Then they work hand to hand with that company in order to not to buy stuff abroad or buy stuff in a place that is far, whereas there is a business that is selling what they would love to have. So, economic or code of conduct of Kruger National Park, meaning that it's more on making sure that the business that they are working with, each and everyone must pay the price charged for local product. So even if you are a tourist, you must pay the amount of the product that it is, meaning don't want like discounts on other things. Pay the normal price that is paid by everyone. Uh, and also support fair trade uh, businesses. So it's very important that there is a support of fair trade businesses, meaning that if you are doing business with you, meaning that we support each other and we pay the actual amount that will make everyone happy. Choose local owned transport, accommodation, restaurants, and attractions. So it's like Kruger National Park. They choose like um businesses that are owned by people of our own country or people on that certain destination, like the transport that will carry tourists. It must be owned by someone that is close to Kruger National Park. The accommodation, the hotels that people will be staying in, the restaurant. So this money will, it's like multiply effect. So hire local guides, meaning that the local people of Kruger National Park that are close to the area know this area well. So you hire local guides, then they share the story more about the Kruger National Park. They know the area, and you support their local what community. So meaning that you support the local community of Kruger National Park. Okay, so here we talked more about how tourism establishment attracts environmental conscious tourists. So how tourism establishment, meaning that we know that things most businesses now they are going like environmental friendly. Tourists they love to visit areas that are environmental friendly, like businesses that support sustainability, all of that. So how tourism establishment attracts environmental conscious tourists, these environmental friendly tourists. So in order for a business to attract environmental friendly tourists, tourists want to know what the business support. So the tourists they will first do some sort of research and know how is the business doing in support of any environmental initiative, their implementation in being responsible. So how is the business like the hotel support any initiatives of being environmental friendly, and how is the business being sustainable? So what are they doing in promoting sustainability practice? What are they implementing in being responsible? Uh, which businesses are they supporting? So these tourists that are environmental friendly, they will first ask themselves this question about the attraction that they would love to visit. So the moment that a business is doing something about this, then they will love to join. So market the business as a responsible tourism destination. So in order for to make sure that a business attract environmental tourists, they should market the business as responsible tourism destination. So the business must market itself as as a business that is responsible. Um, Keep the destination clean. So a business like hotel business must always be clean and must always well maintained. Um, must always be outstanding. Tourists love um, authentic experience. So we know that tourists they love genuine experience, like experience or real experience. So natural assets should well protected and marked. So it will be important that a business protect any environmental resource or physical resource that are providing value for the country, like if there is shells, minerals, so anything it should be protected, uh, be marked. Okay, so this one is it's like an example how tourists can be responsible. So it's like here we are given on how tourists should conduct themselves. This is the way that even you as a student, when you visit a certain attraction, this is what is expected from you when you visit a certain attractions. So you are expected, you see these are the signs. So fires, meaning that when you visit, you shouldn't start fire, just start fires. Do not start wildfires. You can't just start fires, especially if there is a place that has trees or animals. You can't just start fires. Um, Dispose of matches, like having a matches. Then if you smoke cigarette, like you just throw the butt on the bin. Like when you're smoking, then there is a little that is left on what you are smoking on your cigarette. You just throw it in the bin. Maybe there is papers there. Then the fire starts. Then the whole area it will be burned down. There can be a possibility of animals being killed. So you shouldn't start fire. So this is what is expected for tourists in order to be responsible in a destination. Seashells, like seafood ensure that the seafood is not part of the endangered species list. So if you are a person who love like seafood, make sure that the seafood that you are eating it's not in the list of those seafood that we are having like few numbers of them, like they will extinct in future. So eat something that it's not in the endangered species list. We know the endangered species list is like those list of things that are in danger. We might end up not having them in the future because there are these few of them. So make sure that the seafood that you are eating it's not in the list. Do not feed animals. As much as you love animals, you want them to be close to you. It is important that you follow rules. The animals, do not feed them, wild animals, because they depended on hustling for themselves. So don't feed them or approach them. Go close to them because you might end up being they beat you or do something to you. And also in terms of the trees, if they are in the area that has trees, like plant trees, do not chop them down. Don't chop trees down. um, reduce reduce carbon footprint. So don't chop any trees down, um, or deforestation. Don't do such things. Natural keepsake. So natural keepsake, it's like don't take shells, don't take things as a gift. Like you wanna take things, it's, for example, if you visit like a place, um heritage site, then you want to take some shells, you want to take them home. So you don't do that. Do not take, you will be told, don't take shells, don't take any indigenous plants of the place that you visit. You want to show them home, you're not allowed to take that. Don't take flowers, you shouldn't take something that you are told not to take. And also 3 R's: take your own shopping bags, reuse bottle, use the bottle again, disposal of rubbish in a responsible way. It's like throwing stuff, don't just throw paper. um, Take the stuff, rubbish, and put it in the bin. You know that from your home, you can't just eat something then you throw it away. You take something anywhere you go, you take it, you put it in the bin, you take it. So even if you were doing like shopping, the same plastic that you shop with, you can bring it back and you use it for that. The bottle that you bought water with and you drink it, then you can use the same bottle again, because the bottle doesn't have expiring date. So this is our first part of our video, responsible tourism. Make sure you understand definition, be able to define responsible tourism, the code of conduct on responsible tourism, and also on how you conduct yourself when you visit a certain destination, and also tourist establishment, how you attract tourists that are environmental friendly, what the business is expected to do in order to attract those tourists. So we are done with the first part of the video. I'll come back for the second one. Thank you.